Welcome to Math 93, Section 663. This is definitely not my preferred method of communication, but I'm definitely going to do the best I can with it, and I hope that you get a lot out of these instructional videos. So, my name is Jennifer Medlin, and let's get to it. So, Chapter 7 is ratio, rate, and proportion. And each one of these terms is a section in the chapter. So section 7.1, we're going to be dealing with ratios. And a ratio is a comparison of two values as a fraction. So in these four examples, you should be able to write each ratio as a fraction and simplify. So example number 1 says 420 students to 560 students. So let's see what that'll look like. So 420 students to 560 students. This is what it would look like with the ratio written as a fraction. Now, the second part is we need to simplify this ratio. Now, we have students to students, so we cancel out that label. Now we have 420 over 560. Right away, I can see that both of these numbers are divisible by 10, because 420 is 42 times 10, and 560 is 56 times 10. So I'm going to be able to cancel a factor of 10, but this ratio still is not in its most simplified form. So what's another factor? Let's go with 7. 42 is 7 times 6. 56 is 7 times 8. So I'm going to cancel a factor of 7 divided by 7, which is 1. 6 over 8, we can still reduce by a factor of 2. 6 can be written as 2 times 3. 8 can be written as 2 times 4. And when we simplify, we get a 3 to 4 ratio. It is a fraction. It is in most simple form. Okay, next example. 10 apples to 2 apples. So we're going to handle this in the same fashion. We're going to have 10 apples in the numerator and 2 apples in the denominator. Now, we have a common unit. We can cancel apples here and here. So now we have a 10 to 2 ratio. But we know that we can simplify that by a factor of 2. So this is going to be 5 times 2 over 1 times 2. We cancel the factor of 2 divided by 2 is 1, and we get a 5 to 1 ratio. Now, can I write that 5 to 1 ratio as 5? And the answer is no. A ratio is a comparison of two values as a fraction. I must leave it as a 5 to 1 ratio. Now, some of you might be saying that's an improper fraction. It is an improper fraction, but a ratio is a comparison of two values as a fraction. The answer is 5 to 1. Next example, 72 tickets to 20 tickets. So we have 72 tickets to 20 tickets. Now we have a common label with the tickets. We can cancel those out. 72 over 20, I know I can simplify by a factor of 4. 72, well, I know 72 is 8 times 9. So 4 times 18 will be our factors. And 20 is 5 times 4. Now some of you might wonder, what if you don't pick the greatest common factor first? That's no problem. Back here in number 1, we had to use a number of steps to get to our answer. No problem. So then we're going to cancel a factor of 4 over 4, and you get an 18:5 ratio. Now, should we make that 3 3/5? No, because that is not a comparison of two values as a fraction. That would not be correct. You must leave the answer as an 18:5 ratio. And finally, for our last example, 35 inches to 5 feet. Right away, you're comparing two types of units that are not the same types of units. But we do know that we can change the feet into inches. Now, we could change the inches into feet, but we're going to have leftover inches. So it's easier to take the bigger unit. Feet are bigger than inches. So we're going to take the bigger unit, 5 feet, and I'm going to use the fact that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. Now, this is called a unit ratio, where the numerator and denominator are equal. Unit ratio, which is different than a unit rate. A unit ratio, because by multiplying by this unit ratio, which is equal to 1, I can cancel the units of feet out, and now it becomes 60 inches. So our new problem is 35 inches to 60 inches. So 35 inches over 60 inches. Now, once again, our units that are inches cancel. 60 and 35 both have a common factor of 5. I'm going to write 7 times 5 over 12 times 5. Cancel. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and you get a 7:12 ratio. And that is the method we're going to use to simplify ratios. Thank you.